Glad you have. So now let's talk about Leo, or the lion that lives in the woods, right? The lion is a ferocious animal, and the lion doesn't have to worry much about in the woods, right? He's safe there. The woods are also a place with a lot of potential, right? It's a flourishing place, there's enough water, the soil is fertile, and many things can grow there, right? You can just clear a patch in the woods and grow whatever you want. So the woods is considered an abundant place, but it is not a developed place, right? It is not a developed place like a village or a city, but it is an abundant place. And so if someone says, oh, I'm gonna go into the woods and build a farm there, then people are surely gonna say, well, it's gonna be hard, but you have nothing to worry about it, right? It's a fertile, abundant place. So Leo is the lion of the woods, right? He got nothing to worry about. Whereas when you think of Aries or the ram, going to the rocky place, the ram might not even know, where he can sleep or where he can eat, but he goes there anyway. Somehow, he finds a way to survive so he can explore, the rocky place to make that discovery. And, Aries can do that. Aries can just go and live somewhere, on nothing really, while they do what they are inspired to do. And Aries really gives us the ability to embrace those difficult times without feeling like that it's much of a hardship, right? I can live in that Spartan environment and be totally fine there. But Leo is not like that. Leo is this powerful creature that goes out into the woods where there's a lot of abundance, and it feels like, hey, there's nothing here that can threaten me. I'm stronger than anything else in this forest. I'm going to take this forest and turn it into what I want it to be. And that's sort of the Leo mentality, right? Leo chooses within its limits. It builds a kingdom within the parameter of what it's capable of. And it feels very powerful and capable there, okay? It's not like, Aries that lives on nothing for a long time and goes to a place that people think is ridiculous. Leo is much more sensible. No, I can go to this place. There's a lot of potential there. I just need to develop it. I know my capability, and I know that it's gonna be successful, okay? And lions are also a pack. Lions are pack animals too, right? So the male lions like to have female lions to do a lot of work for them, right? So that they can just sort of sit in the sun more. Leo doesn't really actually differentiate between male and female lions. Leo is actually considered just, lion in general. But lions are pack animals, and they like to spend time together. Of course, and of all of the lions, there's going to be the alpha lion, right? And people like to follow the alpha lion. The ram just goes out on his own. And he only shows up to fight for mating rituals maybe once a year. And then he goes on his own again, right? But the lion likes to be with people, and people like to follow him. And people say, sure, this makes sense. Let's go into the woods. Right? We'll be taken care of there. We have a world of abundance there. And we are simply follow the alpha lion. And people with strong planets in Leo, when they start something, they think, oh, this is something that I can manage. And I have people who are working with me to do this. I'm in charge, but have help, and people want to join me. Right? People, they aren't saying, hey, where are you going? Are you crazy, right? That's what people would say about Aries, right? But with Leo, it is not like that. They say about Leo, wow, you're doing an amazing project here, a big project. How can I help? Can I join you? And that's what they're gonna say about Leo. Leo also always builds up a community. So that's not necessarily like a village-sized community, but a community of people who believe in what they're doing, right? Because it just makes sense. They just follow and believe in what the Leo person is doing, right? Where the Leo person is going, from their point of view, that is a place of abundance, a place that makes sense, and they just want to be part of it. And they know that, the Leo, they doesn't have anything to worry about, because they have found an amazing place, right? Somewhere in the woods. There's going to be plenty for everyone. It's a new forest, new territory that hasn't been exploited yet. And so the way that an Aries personality and a Leo personality goes about creating their kingdom is actually quite different, right? The Aries personality will go to a rocky place. They will do it likely alone and only with, sort of a few close allies. But a strong Leo personality, they will go to a place that makes sense, and a lot of people will come and naturally join them. For them, there's really nothing to fear or worry about, and they're gonna succeed. Now, a person who has an afflicted Leo, they are going to be like a scared lion. Even in situations that aren't actually that difficult, but totally manageable, and normally they should be able to just build a beautiful and fruitful life there. They feel like, wow, this is just too hard. I'm just not ready for the challenge, right? And they might just, even eventually just hate, doing something. And the worst affliction to Leo is Saturn in Leo, right? Saturn in Leo people, they really have trouble going into the forest and building up a good life, right? They find it hard to be satisfied with where they are. There's always something that's just not right, and then they want to move on somewhere else. A client of mine actually has Saturn in Leo, and he is trying to find his sort of perfect place to build his eco-farm community there. But it seems that really no place is good enough for him. And there's always something wrong, that he just doesn't like it there anymore. And, he tries something there with the people, but then something is wrong, and he just goes somewhere else. And of course, other people, they totally love it. When they're with him, they might already stay there anyway for a long time and do something in that regard, but somehow or another for him, it's just tough to commit himself to the place and to the people. And throughout his life, he has been sort of traveling here and there, but never really done anything substantial for a prolonged period of time. And that's the sign of an afflicted Leo.